My name's Natalie and I'm a 2014 graduate at Elly. This is my journey and this is the business that I manage in Mosman, clean, clear and correct. My Elly journey started after I had my second child and I was working in the dental industry, which I had been for a very long time. I, as a teenager, actually left high school to become a beauty therapist. And somehow along the line, I had a little bit of a detour and ended up in the dental industry. After my son, I was Googling beauty therapy and I was living in Melbourne at the time, and that's when Elly popped up. When I told my partner that I was thinking of going back to learn a completely new career, I was 32 at the time. Our son would have been maybe 1. Elly had an open day and obviously I went along to that, and that's when I signed up to become a full-time student. Fast forward 5 years, it was probably one of the best decisions I have ever made.
The course has actually changed my life because I feel like it's given me more confidence and a clear career path. You know, whether it's makeup, whether it's waxing, whether it's working in the spa industry, I feel that there's a pathway for everybody. I feel that there's so many career opportunities, obviously while we're actually at school and also when we actually graduate. I've had the most amazing experience and I can't recommend it highly enough.
Since I graduated from Elly in 2014, I've been fortunate enough to project manage the opening of a new business. What clients want now tends to be when they walk in, they're like, I just don't want that facial where, you know, I'm just getting a whole bunch of serums put on my face that do nothing. Clients are demanding results-driven treatments. So my current day is generally comprised of doing laser facials. We generally specialize in a lot of express laser treatments. So that's basically what our business model comprises of. So a lot of 20, 45-minute no downtime treatments. We have 2 treatment rooms here. With our express laser facial, we actually use 2 types of lasers. We have a Lutronic Spectra XT, which is just our laser over here. It's actually one of my favorites. So this does our laser facial, and it also does one of our other signature treatments, which is called the Hollywood peel. So essentially we put a carbon mask onto the face. We let that absorb for 15 minutes before we come in and we use our Q-switch laser to basically ablate that carbon off of the face. Now the benefit of this treatment over time is reduction of pore size, reduction of acne and congestion, reduction of pigmentation. We actually get people from all over the state, or some people from overseas that come in just to have this treatment at our clinic, because the Spectra XT is not a widely used laser in our industry. It is great for all skin types and especially for people with melasma. We also have our LED heel light. So this is used for some of our post-treatment treatments, or for people that are looking for general skin rejuvenation. We've had this in the clinic for the last couple of years, but this is actually combined with a lot of the general skin treatments that we do, but it can be used as a standalone treatment. Some of my best times at Elly, not gonna lie, I like lunchtime. We used to, you know, sit on the step and have all of the chats. Our morning tea breaks were fantastic. I am still friends with a lot of those girls in Group F, so hi ladies. I had built such a strong relationship with the people that were in the class that I really looked forward to going to classes every day. We used to go to the Beauty Expo in Sydney. Great for me because I'm a Sydney girl by nature. I was lucky enough that I got to volunteer for an Elemis Spa Day. I also volunteered for L'Oreal Fashion Week with another group of Elly students, and I was lucky enough to be selected to be part of their makeup team. I can't even begin to tell you how many people were coming through us doing makeup, or an eyeliner or an eyeshadow, or giving makeup advice to the general public.
We really wanted to utilise people that really had sound background knowledge and training. We were pretty much blown out of the water after our first interaction with the girls. They were very much across what L'Oreal was about, and the level of information that they were giving to the consumer was radically different, and the service was different. You know, it's the difference between having a vaguely qualified plumber come and do some work, or having top of the range plumber who has all of the right equipment and the right information. So over the years I've looked into just about every training institution in Australia really, because we were doing events right around Australia, and we were looking for the Rolls Royce of the beauty industry, and basically that's what we got.
That really says a lot when you've got industry people saying that about students, and it also says a lot about the type of teachers that are teaching at Elly Lucas. Mary's science lectures were fantastic, really insightful, and it really made you have a deep understanding of the functions of the skin. Queensland Spa Tour, that was probably my highlight actually, because we got to see and feel all of the things that we had learned in a spa part of our diploma, that the way that spas run, whatever I learnt in class, you could actually see it put in place at an actual business location. So I did enjoy that quite a lot. Graduation, just when I'd finished our lessons, I pretty much flew back to Sydney, started working back in the dental industry, only to obviously project manage the opening of Clean, Clear and Correct. On the day that I needed to fly back to Melbourne for the graduation, my flight got cancelled. So I almost didn't even make it to my own graduation. I had to get my makeup done at Mac at the airport, and I had to race to one of my fellow graduate, Christy's house, to pretty much just quickly have a shower and stick a dress on. Like, there was no mucking around. I think it was at her house for 20 minutes before moving on to Crown, and boy, did Elly Lucas put on a show. It was amazing to be able to catch up with a lot of the girls that I'd formed those relationships with, because I used to see these girls pretty much every day, and to be able to celebrate what our achievements were in such style. It was such a shame that my own family couldn't be there, but having said that, I felt that I already had my family there. They were all of the girls that had supported me through my journey. The industry is changing quite a lot for the simple fact of social media, Dr. Google. Our clients are coming in, they have researched everything to death. So often when clients come into your clinic, they are going to be armed with questions. You need to know what they are. How are you going to assist their problem? You need to understand what your point of difference is in the treatments that you're providing. Know what your strengths are and make sure you let them know what it is. I'm quite fortunate in the business that I manage here that the owner has 100% faith in all of my business decisions. I'm learning every day about being a business owner, a business manager, being a social media expert. As a employee and as a business owner, it can be a bit of a lonely experience sometimes when you don't have somebody to mentor you. I came across Tamara Shaw-Reid. She had the podcast Beauty Industry. I actually listen to her podcast in the morning and at night on the way home from work, because I feel as though that it gives me a bit of a pep talk, and it's no surprise to hear that Tamara is actually a graduate of Elly Lucas. I only found that out the other day. In order to be a successful manager or a business owner, you really need to be paying attention to what is happening out in the market. I'm constantly changing treatments depending what the trend is. I actually ask my clients, what is it that you like? Have you tried a new treatment? Do you think we could implement this here? This is our newest piece of equipment, and it's actually one of my favorites. This is the Venus Versa. So this is a multi-platform device. We can do IPL, so we have your skin rejuvenation handpieces. We have radio frequency that we can treat the face, or we have an octipolar applicator that can actually treat the whole body. Plus we have resurfacing. This is a great asset to our clinic, mainly because of the size. Treatment rooms tend to be a little bit on the smaller side, so we need something that can do many treatments, but in a smaller area. Now, another one of our rooms down here is our cosmetic injector. So obviously your dermal filler and your anti-wrinkle treatments are performed in this room. We also have our cool sculpting room. We've been doing cool sculpting at the clinic since 2016. Cool Sculpting is an FDA-approved medical device that uses a controlled cooling to safely target fat cells. So we're basically inducing a fat cell death. What will happen in the 3 months following the appointment, our white blood cells will break down a portion of those treated cells, about 30%, and will reduce the fat cell number in the area treated. My first beauty job would have been before I started at Elly Lucas. It's probably what gave me a taste of this is the industry that I wanted to be back in. Funny enough, that I started working for a spray tanning company, which I later found out the owner of the company had learned how to spray tan at Elly Lucas. I found that I loved skin. I'd loved skin since I was a child. My favorite treatments at Elly Lucas were all of the advanced skin treatments. Obviously, we did a lot of spa treatments, which aren't necessarily relevant into the business so much that I do today. But having said that, because I still work with the body, the fundamentals of a lot of those movements are still relevant in what I do in my day-to-day business. I love that the beauty industry can actually lead you anywhere. You could be a specialist in pigmentation, a specialist in, body contouring, in brows and in lashes. I'm very fortunate that I have a very supportive partner. I have two very supportive children, because as you can imagine, running a business and owning another business means that I work a lot. But as I say to people all the time, I never really feel like I'm working. I love people, I love conversations, and every day is different and there's different challenges. Often my clients will say to me, how did you even get into this industry? And I often tell them, I am living my teenage dream. 20 years forward. Wholly and solely, I'm like, I love every challenge, I love my clients, I love the treatments. There's not a day that goes by that I don't love my job.